In this video, we're going to finish up the breakdown poses for the Karate Fighter. Okay, so what I've done is just add extra few poses just to give more continuity to the animation, and we stop on frame 201 where there is the Mawashi Geri straight into the stomach of the Capoeira Fighter. So the next frame to do is gonna be the frame 210 where the Karate Fighter is performing this kind of jump, and actually this is a kind of jump that just happens for the speed of the action, so there's not really a lot to think for the Karate Fighter for the next step, since there is a next attack from the Capoeira Fighter. Okay, so what we're going to do now is on frame 210 to set up the pose on jump. So we just press S key, selecting all the controllers, and on frame 222 we just hold shift and middle mouse drag until we reach the frame 210 and just press S key. So we're supposed to have two exactly the same frame on 210, 222, but what we're going to do is on 210 we select our center of gravity, foot controllers, and the knee controllers to shift our character a little bit back. So I think it's gonna be, this is the right position, and I think a little bit more backward. Okay, and now we're just gonna drag this character up and simulate this kind of jump. So we're gonna straight this back up and the spine as well, and we're just going to put the torso a bit forward, facing the character up, and we're going to zero out the values of the arm controllers, so just on 0. Perfect. And we're going to lift our rotation up for the arm controllers, and what we're going to do is kind of set up this pose where the arms are with the elbow outside facing out, and in this way, so basically copying this pose here, and we do the same with the other arm. Alright, so x-axis, and we face the palm up. Great. So now we have to consider that since this is the leg that pushes the body up to jump, it's going to be a little more down, a little bit backward, so we're going to rotate the ankle, and I think this leg is going to be a little more outside and rotate it down as well. Okay, so we rotate it like that, which is fine. It's something that happens really quickly, so it's not easy to prevent it. So great. So now that we have this pose, we are ready to step on the next pose, and the next pose is going to be a kind of anticipation to the backflip. Okay, so we go on frame 226, and we're going to set up on S key, and what we're going to do is just push the center of gravity down a little bit forward and rotate a little bit forward to simulate a more emphasize anticipation of the action. Okay, so with the word orientation axis, we just push the arms back as well as the forearms, and we zero out the values of the wrists in order with the local axis to push the palm up this way in order they can face up. Alright, Great. So now we push the neck a little bit up, and obviously the character is always with his head lifted. So what we have here is another pose. So that's great. So we just press play just to see what we have. Perfect. So what we're going to do now is on frame, let's say 240, yeah, we can set up a frame, but in this case we need to consider that there will be a process, a moment where we're going to use the switch from IK to FK, so we don't really need to worry about this pose, but we just need to do it to have more consideration, and it's gonna give us a guideline of what kind of pose is going to look like when we're gonna switch off our blending mode. Okay, so we're just gonna bring these legs in this pose here, and I think we're going to need to translate them like that, and select the knee controls in this case, and we push it like this. Okay, so I think we're going to rotate these controllers, and we might need to push the hip more forward and face it in this way. Okay, so I know this is a tricky part, but obviously this is a part that it has to be done, and again, don't need to worry about this this kind of poses, so you don't really have to be precise, but just to finish the process we have to make this step. Okay, so we have our backflip here, and we have another pose to do, which is going to be another jump. So we are going to, I think we're going to copy this pose. We go on frame 269 to get that pose, and on I think 268 we have to fix this ankle here and the knee as well. Alright, so with the controller selected, again we frame 268 and 250. So in between we add on 258 another frame. So obviously we're going to copy again the frame, the last frame now, to the 258, and we are going to now push it, the character forward, taking our controllers and knee controllers as well, and we use the word axis. So we use our top view to set up our trajectory, and I think is a bit more here. Okay, so now we are going to see what is the right pose, and I think in this case here there will be a jump anyway, so we move this knee forward and this leg as well. Okay, so we grab this knee controller, we push it back, sorry, in front, and we grab these legs and we push a little bit back. Okay, so now select the center of gravity, select the leg controllers, and we're supposed to push it a little bit back where we're going to pull a little bit the back a little bit more forward, and so it looks pretty good. So 158, I think that we are that. Let me see, maybe the torso a little bit, or even the spine in the word axis, and the face is facing up. I think that we are almost there, so a little bit forward, and in this way. So we're gonna lift the legs a little bit more up and facing down, and this knee control is gonna be facing in this direction. Okay, so let's say we push this leg a little bit more forward and this is more backward, and we push in more the knee in this way. So I think we might get the action done. So we just check, maybe the legs a little bit more down, a bit too up. Okay, perfect. All right, so now that we got our positions done, we go back into our layout, and using our camera that we previously set it, we check what we got so far. So we hide our nubs curves, which are our controllers, and we make sure that the camera is not moving. Okay, so we just hit play. Let's see what we have. We see the character is getting ready to fight Uramawa Shigeri, contact Mawa Shigeri, and backflip. Perfect. So it seems like it's coming really good. And if we got this result so far, it means you got a really good point to carry on and keep improving. Obviously, this is just it's still the breakdown, so there's still a lot to improve, and we're gonna do all this into the next lessons. But in the very next lesson, we are going to keep set up the Capoeira fighters breakdowns. So with that said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you into the next video.